Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a while. We had a baby back in January 2022, so haven't really had much time to make videos or talk to you guys about the latest vehicle I just got. This is a 2022 Silverado HD. It is my baby mobile. I'm gonna give you a closer look. So yeah, we had a baby and I needed a bigger truck to fit the family. So we got this 2022 Silverado HD. It is a 3500 Z71 LTZ with the Duramax engine and Allison branded 10-speed transmission. I'll go over why we chose this versus other HD trucks. But I definitely needed a bigger vehicle because, as you all know, I still have my 2016 Tacoma. It is not big enough to hold the baby. But it's still my everyday driver and adventure vehicle. I love it. I don't think I'll ever sell this. Oh yeah, since my last video, I have gotten a Prinsu rack with another light bar. And then the ability to put max tracks and some rotopacks on the roof rack, which has been pretty nice. And still rocking the billy bars and tonneau cover. But enough about my Tacoma. Let me get back to the Silverado. It is beautiful. Here, let me give you a stroll around the side. So this is kind of my review. I've been driving it since this summer when I got it, and I'll tell you why I got the Silverado over the Ram or the Ford. The number one reason I got it is right here. We have independent front suspension. This is the only HD truck that has independent front suspension, and it makes for a much more comfortable ride. Again, like I said, this is my family vehicle, my family truck, and I want that comfortable ride for me, the wife, and the baby. And that's why I went with the Silverado. This is the other main reason why we went with a Silverado. The floor of the passenger seat. I don't hear many people talking about this, but it's flat. On the Ram, there's a big bump here, and it's super uncomfortable to sit as a passenger. So something to consider if you're going to be having a passenger in your HD truck. But those two things, the independent front suspension and the flat floor for the passenger, is why we went with the Silverado. So why did we get a 3500 over a 2500? I honestly don't see any reason to get a 2500 other than you want the custom trim package, which only exists on the 2500. But the 3500 is basically the same price and only gives you benefits without any downside. So the biggest benefit is these overload leaf springs. So as you can see right here, you get the normal 5-pack leaf spring, but then you get these overload leaf springs, which don't come into play unless you overload the truck. So it does not necessarily affect ride quality. And as well, the rear gear on the 3500 over there is 12 inches instead of 11.5 on the 2500, which means there's no issues with lowering the torque to the rear, which the 2500 does. So I don't see any reason to get a 2500. Put in the comments if you see a reason, because I can't. I also went with the LTZ package. The reason I went with that is because I wanted that HD surround vision cameras. It's a big truck and I don't want to hit anything. But what I didn't like about the LTZ is that normally it has a ton of chrome everywhere. But this one, as you see, does not. And that's because I got the Sport Edition. The Sport Edition comes in blue, red, and white, and has all the blacked out trim, which is super nice. It also comes with these 18-inch wheels, which look awesome, and blacked out door handles. There's not much chrome at all, which is great. And I honestly think it's one of the best looking HD trucks because of it. giving you that walk around. The only chrome we have is on the Duramax and this Z71, but it's not too bad. I like a touch of chrome, just not everywhere like the LTZ. As you can see, I've done quite a few upgrades, so I'm going to talk about those next. So the first thing I did is upgrade the tires. I live in Arizona and I love KO2 tires. We have a lot of dirt here, and they just work great. I got the same size as the factory, 275/70R18, and that's because every tire, even though it's E-rated, is rated for a different load amount, and those match the stock load. As well, I upgraded the shocks. They come with Rancho shocks, but I don't know, they weren't that great. So I got the Fox Performance Series 2.0s with the reservoirs front and rear, and they're not that expensive. And they improve the ride quality dramatically. That, along with the independent front suspension, like we said, makes this a very comfortable truck to drive. The next thing I got is this tonneau cover. It's the Retraxpro. You just press this button, opens, and it just opens up. That does take a little bit of bed space, but it's an HD truck. I have a ton of bed space, so I didn't mind. It's one reason I didn't use it for the Tacoma, but here I love it. And then I have these rails where I can put in anything I want on either side. I do have some billy bars for this as well. I'll show in a later video. I did not get the multi-flex tailgate because I wanted, when you get the multi-flex, you lose the automatic up and down. So I wanted the automatic up and down tailgate because I'm extra like that. So that's why I did not get the multi-flex tailgate. What I did recently was I got these Bajadesigns ditch lights. I got the XL80s. They are large, but so is the truck. I got Squadron Pros on my other vehicles, but I didn't really find good room for a light bar or a good bracket for a light bar for here. So I figured I'd just get big, massive ditch lights, and it's way more light than I need. I also have, attaching to the ditch light bracket, a GMRS radio antenna. I'll go over that in a sec. This is the interior. The cool thing, if you do get a Silverado, make sure to get one with these auxiliary upfitter switches, so you can just press it. And my lights are connected to that. So it's pretty awesome. You don't need a Switch Pros, you just basically have a Switch Pros from the factory. It's great. The other thing I have installed is a GMRS radio. I have a radio on each of my other vehicles, so it's easy to communicate between each other. It's a Midland, I forget the model. This one used to be on my Tacoma, but I got a new one on my Tacoma, so I got the Tacoma one and threw it on here. We got some Ram mounts as well. And here's the mic, you just push up. It's kind of nice. I could add another accessory. I have a Ram mount. We could actually add quite a bit. I forget the name of this mount, but I'll put it in the description. So speaking of the interior, this is the main reason I got the Silverado HD, is the rear seat. This is epic. So here's the baby seat. Rear facing baby seats take a lot of room. Look at that. Plenty of room. And if you put it in the middle, you have plenty of room for a full-size adult here. So I can bring 4 full-size adults and the baby, no problem. Everyone's comfortable, plenty of leg room. I'm 6'2". Let me show you really quick. Look at that. And that's with the seat comfortable in front for a 6'2" person. I mean, it's great. The one critique I hear about the Silverado is the lackluster interior, but I actually really like it, and I prefer it over the new one. You won't hear that anywhere, but I'll tell you why. One, I'm a millennial, so I do like digital displays. I do like all things digital, but I do come from a background of analog. When I grew up driving, I had analog things like that for my RPM and my speed. And this gives me that. On the digital displays, I actually find it a little bit difficult to tell where things are. It's a little bit less intuitive for me. As well, people complain about this small screen. It is small, but it does the job. And I saw videos of the new Silverado, and the screen is much wider and bigger, but the issue I see is that these air vents get pushed to the side more. They're almost over here, and that can be annoying in my opinion if your hand's here and you just have air blowing on your hand. I haven't sat in one per se, but that's what it looks like on the pictures. I like these more centered vents, which can send air backwards as well in a little bit more streamlined fashion. The GMC HD trucks and the GMC updated interiors, however, instead of putting these air vents off to the side, they put it on top, which is nice, but their screen is lower, so that kind of sucks. So because of that, this screen's great. I love it. It's functional. I can see all I need to, and I think it's better overall because of that. These buttons and dials don't look fancy, but like I said, I'm a millennial. I have an analog heart in me, and with a truck, I just like buttons. I like buttons and dials, and here I have buttons and dials, and I love it. Trailer brake controller, really easy to access. I have USB-C, USB, cigarette lighter, another port here, wireless charging, wireless Apple CarPlay. I just plop down my phone. It's great. I have everything I need. Massive center console with more USB auxiliary inputs. It's great. Yeah, I love it. So that's my new truck. I love it. I've been driving it. It's been great. It's super comfortable. I can tow whatever I want. I can fit whoever I want. I can put all the luggage that I want. Perfect family vehicle. And if you have space. So in Arizona, there's plenty of parking spaces, and plenty of space on the roads. Here, I'll just give you one last look around. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'd be happy to answer them. Highly recommend the Sport Edition if you do get one. The chrome looks ugly. The High Country looks good. It only has a little bit of chrome, so that's fine. But the 2023 or 2024s are coming out, so those are going to be refreshed, so they're totally different. But if you like a little bit of analog in your life, make sure to grab one of these while they're still available. Yeah, I love it. I'll see you guys.